my friends, welcome back and thank you very much for watching. So today, once again, I have another weight loss related video. In today's one, I will discuss about some things that can really affect your weight loss journey and some problems that can occur during the weight loss. And probably the main reason why I wanted to film this and to discuss about these things is that these problems can really affect you in the beginning of your weight loss journey. Not only that, but they can just discourage you. Some of these things I actually experienced myself in my early weight loss journey days, and I had to do some research, of course. It took me some time to really understand why this is happening and to correct all those things. As always, I encourage you to share your experience maybe, or if you had any of these problems and how you corrected them. At the end of the day, this is how we learn, so it's always very important to share your thoughts, to share your experience with other people as well. Plus, I also wanted to know if you are interested in any other topics regarding weight loss, so I know exactly what to film in the future. So leave your feedback, your comments down below. So let's start with the first one, hair and nails. There are a few reasons why you can experience hair loss, or you can have very thin, weak nails during the weight loss period. Now, of course, from the beginning, I will exclude the hormonal side of this problem, because in that case, you should visit your GP, you should do some tests to see exactly if it's hormonal or not. But if it's not hormonal, it's definitely related to your nutrition. So one of the reasons could be that you are simply not consuming enough food. That's why I always say that under eating is extremely bad as well and can do some serious damage to your body. So just calculate your BMR, add that extra energy that you need for the day, and then once you have the full amount, just take from that 300, 400 calories. It really depends, how active you are, and everything will be great. When you eat less, your body will eventually activate the starvation mode. It will try to really conserve everything, all the nutrients, all the energy. That will go mainly to the organs, to your muscles, and not really for hair, nails, because they're not a priority. Another reason could be that you are not eating enough protein, especially if you are doing the intermittent fasting. It's very important to calculate your protein intake, since hair and nails are primarily made of protein, which is called keratin. You can see exactly why. If you're not eating enough protein, this can be a problem. Another reason, again related to proteins, is that you may have low acidity in your stomach. And this means that you cannot really digest very well the proteins. So even if you are eating enough protein, you cannot really digest them. And again, the same thing, no protein, no beautiful hair and nails. And the last nutrition related reason I wanted to mention for the hair and nails is that you're probably deficient in some vitamins or fats. So it might be vitamin C, because it promotes the production of collagen, which is the connective tissue within the hair follicles, or maybe the B vitamins like biotin, which is required for the proper metabolism of proteins. Fatty acids, because they support the scalp health and they're very just essential for a good skin. Creams are good, but nutrition is definitely way more important. For your skin to be hydrated, elastic, very soft, you need those fats. So as a conclusion here, this is why I always say that it's very important not only to eat by calories, but also to look at the nutrition. Now let's move on to number 2, which is period problems. And here it can be just irregular number of days in between those, or just a lack of the period at all. Now, usually when menstruation problems are tied to nutrition is because girls are not consuming enough fat, and this is extremely important for us as women. And if you're doing the low-fat diet, you're probably experiencing this already. And here, the lack of omega-3 fatty acids can really contribute to those irregularities regarding your period, regarding your menstrual cycle. And if you're not eating, again, your body will activate that starvation mode. It will basically tell you at one point that you are not suitable to have babies because you cannot even take care of yourself. You lack that energy, you lack those nutrients that are essential. So yeah. And the last problem for today is water retention, and this is not only for weight loss but just water retention in general. As a first reason, I wanted to mention carbohydrates, and especially refined carbohydrates, because they tend to retain water inside the cell. So if you're eating all those carbs, and especially if you have a very slow metabolism, you are definitely having some water retention problems, more or less. It can be during the evening, or for example, if you had a very long flight. Again, I had those problems in the past as well, and it was really just a nightmare to have very long flights, or also it was really painful. It got to a point that it was really painful after, I had all those water retention and my legs were extremely big, extremely swollen. So I was there in rest for like, I don't know, 10, 12 hours at least to get somehow back to normal. Another reason can be that you are not consuming enough potassium. Very often people consume a lot of sodium, for example in salt, but they're not consuming enough potassium, and especially because they do go hand in hand, it's very important to balance them out. So here really, if you increase your potassium levels, you will definitely get rid of that water retention problem. I also wanted to mention here cellulite, because if you have some cellulite, especially in the thighs, and it's not an adrenal problem, it's definitely just a lack of lymph drainage, and those cells can really be just inflamed, can create a lot of inflammation and a lot of soreness, and because of that they will also retain a lot of water. You will also feel that really horrible pain in your legs, especially when you touch them. So potassium is definitely one electrolyte that can help you a little bit with this problem as well. And to know exactly if you are deficient or not of potassium is really tricky, because 98% of potassium is actually in the cells and not really in blood. So if you're doing blood tests and those are quite positive that you have enough potassium, this may not be the most accurate test to know exactly if you have enough potassium or not. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope this information was somehow helpful for you. As always, I encourage you to leave your comments in the description box, to leave your experiences. Maybe you had some of these things and how you corrected them, or maybe your friends, family members had these things again, and you can share your thoughts. I will see you in my next video. Take care and bye.